Welcome to the Regulated Babes podcast, hosted by Empowered Wellbeing. This is a space for real, honest conversations around healing, nervous system regulation, spirituality, and self development. Each episode is designed to support you in slowing down, reconnecting with your body, and rebuilding from the inside out. So take a breath, get comfortable, and let's begin. Hello, Regulated Babe Society. I hope you all are doing well. You know, as this year comes to a close, the world and people around us, they're going to ask questions like, what are your goals next year? What exactly is on your vision board? Like that really should be any of their business. What are you manifesting? Again, some things we have to keep to ourselves. And those questions are fine with those people that you feel safe with and know that your visions and your goals are safe within their hearts and within their minds. But today, I want you to go a little bit deeper. In today's episode, we're going to get a little interactive in some of these episodes. I would highly suggest, if you are driving, maybe listening to the episodes when you're actually mobile and you're able to sit down to really process, because this episode we're going to really get into the thick of things a little bit. And I'm going to take you on just a little body sensation journey. Um, but I always I will always share my personal things that I am waving through too, right? Yes, I've done a lot of the work, but I still have things that come up because I am an ever evolving human being. And as I even reflect on my current things that I am working through and also checking in with my body, there is some tension. There is some very uneasiness within me currently. However, doing the work, I also know how to look at those things very objectively. And I had a long conversation with my best friend this week, and we stood there in her dining area, and I just told her, like, I am not happy with where I am. And this is my raw, vulnerable truth. I am not happy with where I am. But I also know too that there's a support system that comes behind me that supports me in different realms that says, hey, this time is up. And what are you really wanting to do in this next season? And as I'm evaluating the things that I personally want to do, I know a lot of my uneasiness, I can truly feel it within my body. I know my moments of sadness, right? And those moments are saying, hey, babe, there's something far more greater out there for you. So as I share that in vulnerability, I want you to just always listen to your body, and the body is always talking. That is one of the biggest topics that we will talk about within Regulated Babe Society. Is it's not always just the educational jargon. These are real, authentic conversations. And sometimes there are things that I'm actually walking through that I am sharing, how I'm overcoming these things that I am coming up against, even in my personal life. I think the easiest way for people to be is to always be very open and honest with people. So as I'm navigating through my stuff, and it's just the next season of Latanya and where Latanya is going and where Latanya is supposed to be. And it was my agreement before I even entered into this earth. So these conversations sometimes will get deep. I'm a Scorpio sun. Anybody that's listening that knows a Scorpio sun, you know that we get deep and we process things on a very, very, very deep level. So I hope you enjoy this episode. Um, Give me feedback. And so let's really get into it. So I really want to ask you, what is your body really saying right now? Not the to do list on the mind, not the high functioning version of you, not the part of you that performs and says, I am fine. And I even want to share that with you. My best friend knew that I have not been myself. And I'm going to share this with you because I'm telling you, the body speaks. And I know that I am supposed to give you examples to share space so people can see this thing in real life. The body speaks, okay? In these last few weeks, I have been toiling internally. Okay, I've been toiling internally. And what it was, my creativeness is ready to be expressed. So, in that of me holding on to this energy, I wanted to express myself. And as I am recording this podcast, this is me expressing myself. One of my gifts that I know is being able to speak and being able to speak where people are able to understand it and articulate it. So this is me being expressive, right? This is me utilizing my gifts. So this allows me to really be more in tune with the body. So I'm able to release, and then that helps me to show up to be who I'm supposed to be. But when that energy is not expressed, it becomes frustrated. So I'm sharing that my personal thing. I recorded a few videos last night, and as soon as I got done recording those videos, I could feel the burst of energy moving through me because it had to be released, because it wanted to be creative to express itself. And I've just learned to say, what is it that you need today? The body is always listening. I promise it is. So let's get back into this. Your body is a part of you that is carried everything. It's carried everything even this year. The words that you could not say, the body carried it and it remembers. It has not been in every transition, every disappointment, every quiet victory, every moment you've held yourself together when no one else saw the effort it took. Your body remembered. So, if it is safe to do so, I simply want you to just take a slow breath with me. I want you to inhale gently through the nose, and I want you to exhale softly. I want you to let your jaw loosen. Allow your shoulders to lower just for a little bit. I know that the world teaches you to, I think sometimes life, we walk around with our shoulders so tight because we are afraid to release, we are afraid to breathe. And in this moment, in this safety, I want you to just lower your shoulders for just a little. And I also want you to let your breath drop a little bit deeper into your belly. I think it's a forgotten art that we truly forget how to breathe. And it is one of the things that, why we hold so much stress, so much anxiety. When things occur, the first thing that we do is we really stop breathing. And that is one thing that we will always remember to do during our episodes is just to breathe. So I want you to ask, body, what are you trying to tell me right now as we end off on 2025? You don't have to force the answer. It may come as a word, it may even come as a feeling. A picture may even pop in, or sometimes, if I'm honest, it's just simply silence. Some of my greatest moments, if I'm honest, is just being in silence. Your body often says what the mind is not ready to say yet. And sometimes it says, I am tired of pretending. I need rest. I want softness. I don't want to hold this alone anymore. I am proud of you for making it through this year more than you realize because I know a lot of us we've carried a lot this year. My son graduated from high school, and I will tell you, I look back on it, it was from, I feel like August 2024 up until about September, this year that I feel like my body held on to so much tension. It was everything that had to be done. And if anybody that knows me that's listening, my journey, I've been through divorce and I've been a single mother um that raised a phenomenal boy. um it was a lot. And I didn't realize until about September that my last year was dedicated to my son, which was what needed to be done. But I didn't realize I felt a weight of relief within my body, probably not until about maybe the end of September. I would say I could start to feel the tension and relief and the stress starting to come off. And I'm like, oh, wait, what is this? And it was like, oh, the body was finally starting to release a lot of the tension that my body had been holding on to, right? So I want you to know that your body doesn't speak in long paragraphs. It really speaks in sensations. Sometimes it's a tight chest. Sometimes it's heavy shoulders. It's knots in the stomach. It's lumps in the throat, which also allows you not to be able to speak freely and speak your truth. That deep fatigue that sleep doesn't fix, tears that sometimes arrive without explanation, which is also a good way of releasing too. I want to remind you that they're not signs of weakness, they're actually just messages. And the nervous system is just simply asking to be heard. So, in this moment, I want you to sit down and take a space. And I want to invite you to do some deeper reflection. And if you can, I want you to place one hand over your heart and one over your lower abdomen while you listen. Answer inside yourself. There's no pressure to figure it out. Just notice what rises. If your body could speak without being interrupted, what would it tell you first? You're gonna notice a few pauses just so I can allow you to integrate those questions. What do you feel the end of this year living in your body right now? What sensations show up most often lately? Is it tightness? Is it heaviness? Is it buzzing? Is it numbness? What truth have you known in your body but haven't wanted to admit it yet? Where this year did your body say no, but you kept doing it anyway? What are you still carrying that is simply too heavy right now? Hmm. What burden is your body asking you not to drag into 2026? What version of you has your body quietly outgrown? And the last question, and one of the most important, who does your body feel ready to become next? Now, I want you to just notice what came up during those questions. Again, we're going to always remember you don't have to fix it, Awareness is already in movement. The fact that you're listening to this episode is the awareness. So, as we close this year, I want to say something very clearly. You do not need to become a brand new person next year. You don't even need to hustle your way into worthiness. You don't need to outrun your feelings. You don't need to keep abandoning yourself to be loved. What you truly need is a body that feels safe, a nervous system that is heard, self trust, space to feel, boundaries that honor your energy. That is a big one. Environments where you don't have to shrink to belong. Your body has carried you through every single hard day of your life. It has never left you, even when you felt broken behind or not enough. So perhaps the real promise for the year ahead isn't I'll do more. Maybe it's simple. I'll finally listen to my body. Going into next year, I want you to rest without guilt. I want you to choose relationships where systems that allows your systems to breathe. I want you to allow yourself even to grieve what you never received, and it's okay. Stop rehearsing the pain and make space for joy. I want you to remember to choose yourself gently, consistently, and unapologetically. I want to take this one last breath together. I want you to inhale through your nose, and I want you to just simply exhale. I want you to place your hand over your body and just whisper, "Thank you for everything you held this year. I am listening now." We don't need to rush the healing. We don't have all of the answers yet. Your presence here matters each and every day. I am so deeply proud of you. And thank you for sharing this space with me. As we step forward into your body, I want you to be honored, heard, and loved. Until next time, I want you to take care of your nervous system, your heart, and your beautiful body. Be sure to connect with us on all social media platforms up under Empowered Wellbeing. I will make sure that all things are listed in the show notes. Also, be sure to follow us so you can make sure that you're up to date for upcoming events. We do have a current workshop that is scheduled for the end of January. And I invite you, it is more of a personal, intimate space, and it is about releasing. And more of the details about that workshop will be listed in the show notes. I am wishing you all an amazing 2026. Sending you lots of love, lots of peace, lots of loving energy. Until next episode, thank you for sharing space with me. I will chat with you later.